She was history's most legendary queen, a genius of politics, a master of seduction, and the last pharaoh of Egypt. Yet, 2,000 years after her death, Cleopatra's final resting place remains one of antiquity's greatest secrets. Was her tomb deliberately hidden, destroyed, or is it waiting untouched for a discovery that could rewrite history? Welcome to Occult Odyssey. Today, we dive into a mystery that has haunted archaeologists for centuries and the shocking new clues that might finally reveal the lost tomb of Cleopatra. Cleopatra VII Philopator, a name that evokes images of lavish palaces bathed in golden light, epic romances whispered on the winds of destiny, and a tragic, fated end that has captivated historians and romantics alike. But beyond the glittering veneer of Hollywood's portrayal lies a ruler of formidable intellect and ambition. Educated in the finest traditions of Hellenistic culture and steeped in the mystique of ancient Egyptian lore, Cleopatra was fluent in no fewer than 9 languages. Her court was a vibrant crossroads of art, science, and philosophy, a melting pot where the ideas of Greece, Egypt, and beyond intermingled under her patronage. In a world dominated by men, she emerged as a sovereign whose wit and wisdom were as lethal as any sword. Political alliances were forged through her captivating charm and strategic brilliance. Her relationships with Julius Caesar and later with Mark Antony were not mere affairs of the heart, but calculated moves in a high-stakes game of empire building. Under her rule, Egypt was not simply a land of pyramids and mummies. It was a beacon of learning and prosperity, a center where art and science flourished. Yet, fate dealt Cleopatra a tragic hand. In the aftermath of the decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, a clash that marked the inexorable rise of Rome, her empire began to crumble. Confronted with the looming prospect of subjugation, Cleopatra chose a path few rulers dared to tread. She embraced death as a final act of defiance, opting for suicide over the ignominy of captivity. Ancient sources recount that she was interred beside her beloved Mark Antony in a tomb described as magnificent beyond measure, a tomb that, against all odds, has vanished into the mists of history. Over centuries, scholars and adventurers have been haunted by a single, burning question. Where is Cleopatra's tomb? It is a puzzle that has lured the brave and the curious into the desert's embrace, a mystery that promises to unveil not just a burial site, but the very soul of a civilization. The search begins, clues in the sands. Across the vast, sun-baked expanses of Egypt, the relentless pursuit of truth has driven experts to scour every inch of the ancient landscape. Alexandria, once the vibrant heart of Cleopatra's reign, now lies fragmented beneath layers of time. Its ruins scattered like forgotten memories under shifting sands and battered by the caprices of nature. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and centuries of abandonment have conspired to mask the city's former glory, leaving behind naught but enigmatic remnants of its illustrious past. In 1996, hope stirred anew when underwater archaeologist Frank Gaudio and his team made a groundbreaking discovery beneath Alexandria's harbor. With innovative sonar technology and meticulously controlled dives, they unearthed the submerged remains of what is believed to have been Cleopatra's opulent palace. The ruins revealed awe-inspiring statues, intricately minted coins, and the very foundations of a golden city once pulsating with life. Yet, amidst these breathtaking relics, one element was conspicuously absent: the tomb itself. This tantalizing absence sparked an inferno of scholarly debate and renewed fervor in the quest for the queen's eternal resting place. If not in Alexandria, then where? The mystery deepened as modern archaeologists turned their gaze to every corner of Egypt, armed with satellite imagery, ground-penetrating radar, and an insatiable desire to piece together the puzzle left by history. Every new clue was both a promise and a challenge, a whisper from the past daring the present to unlock its secrets. In the shifting sands of time, every echo, every fragment of a broken inscription hints at the possibility of rediscovering the queen's tomb. The stakes are astronomical, not just for historians but for anyone who believes that the past holds lessons for our future. Each discovery is a brushstroke in the grand canvas of history, and as the quest continues, the line between myth and reality blurs ever more. Taposiris Magna, the temple of the last pharaoh. When one door seems closed, another might just be waiting to be unlocked. In a surprising twist of fate, attention turned away from the sunken ruins of Alexandria to a site steeped in both spiritual and historical significance. Taposiris Magna. Located approximately 30 miles to the west, this ancient temple complex is dedicated to Isis, the revered goddess of magic, fertility, and the eternal cycle of life and death. For many, Isis embodied the divine feminine, a powerful archetype that Cleopatra herself fervently adopted. The queen's self-fashioned image as a living incarnation of Isis was not mere vanity. It was a calculated embrace of destiny and divinity. Enter Dr. Kathleen Martinez, a former criminal lawyer whose passion for justice and truth propelled her into the world of Egyptology. Unwilling to accept the conventional narrative, Martinez proposed a radical idea. Cleopatra's tomb might not be hidden in the rubble of Alexandria, but instead concealed beneath the sacred precincts of Taposiris Magna. Over the span of 15 relentless years, her team combed through collapsed tunnels and labyrinthine passageways beneath the temple. Their excavation unearthed mummies wrapped in ancient linens, alabaster statues meticulously carved with regal features, and coins that bore the unmistakable likeness of Cleopatra herself. In the summer of 2022, the breakthrough everyone had been waiting for arrived in the form of sophisticated radar scans. Hidden deep beneath the temple, approximately 13 meters below the surface, an undisturbed chamber was revealed, its existence confirmed by precise geophysical measurements. This chamber, sealed off from the ravages of time and untouched by looters, beckoned like a silent sentinel guarding the secrets of a lost queen. Could it be the final testament to Cleopatra's legacy? Might it hold the keys to a story that has eluded us for millennia? The possibility that a sanctified space, dedicated to a goddess revered for her mysteries, could also serve as the eternal resting place of one of history's most enigmatic figures is both exhilarating and deeply profound. It is here, in these sacred depths, that the modern quest for Cleopatra's tomb takes on a new dimension, a melding of ancient belief and cutting-edge science, where every uncovered artifact is a dialogue with the past. In 2021, archaeologists excavating Taposiris Magna uncovered a startling find, an ancient mummy with a tongue of gold. According to Egyptian funerary beliefs, such golden tongues were placed to allow the deceased to speak in the afterlife, particularly to Osiris, the god of the underworld. But could this discovery be more than a religious token? Some experts speculate that this unusual burial practice might hint at a deeper connection to Cleopatra's lost tomb. Was this individual a guardian of the queen's final sanctuary? Or does the presence of such artifacts suggest that we are closer than ever to unraveling the mystery of her burial site? The Chamber of Secrets. What lies beneath? Deep beneath the sacred grounds of Taposiris Magna lies a labyrinth of secrets that defies explanation, a tunnel that stretches for 1,300 meters into the heart of the earth. This is no ordinary passageway. It is an architectural marvel, a hidden artery of ancient engineering that whispers of purposes beyond simple burial rites. As our exploration delves deeper, every step into the darkness feels like a journey further back in time, where every stone holds a story of power, sacrifice, and mysteries untold. The tunnel's entrance, a modest, unassuming gateway carved into the temple's foundation, belies the vastness that lies beyond. Layer upon layer of earth and stone, meticulously arranged by master builders, conceals secrets that have withstood the test of millennia. Navigating these narrow corridors, One can almost hear the walls breathe with echoes of forgotten voices, recounting tales of divine rites and clandestine rituals performed in honor of Isis and her earthly embodiment, Cleopatra. Scholars theorize that this passage was not merely designed to thwart tomb raiders, but also to serve as a deliberate decoy, a symbolic gesture to hide and protect the queen's eternal resting place. Its layout is enigmatic, a complex network of branching corridors and dead ends, carefully constructed to confound intruders. Some experts even propose that the very design was imbued with ritualistic significance, aligning with celestial bodies and ancient numerological systems known only to the initiated. In a recent interview, renowned archaeologist Dr. Amir El-Sayed described the tunnel as a silent sentinel, guarding a secret so profound it seems to exist beyond the realm of mortal understanding. His words unearth the gravity of the discovery. Every inch of this underground marvel speaks of a civilization at the peak of mystical knowledge. It was not built solely to serve as a tomb, but to protect a legacy, a message inscribed in stone that defies time. As we traverse further into these depths, the atmosphere shifts. The temperature drops, and an eerie stillness settles over the corridors, broken only by the distant drip of water echoing off ancient stone. The very air vibrates with anticipation, as if the builders themselves urged us onward. On the walls, ancient hieroglyphs reveal symbols of divine protection and eternal life. Could these inscriptions be clues left by Cleopatra herself, a final testament to her indomitable will? Yet, the tunnel's scale and sophistication deepen the mystery. Some historians argue its design hints at an intention beyond mere concealment. It raises a tantalizing possibility. Might Cleopatra have engineered not just a hiding place, but an entire afterlife, a complex, ritualistic passage designed to lead not to a simple burial, but to an eternal sanctuary? The notion of a tomb as a trap, constructed to deter intruders and guard a royal secret, is as chilling as it is awe-inspiring, suggesting a level of foresight that transcends mortal constraints. Whispered legends recall tales of tomb raiders whose greed triggered ancient traps, deadly contraptions that claimed lives in mysterious ways. Could this tunnel have been rigged with such defenses? Modern forensic analyses hint that remnants of ancient toxins and mechanisms may still lie dormant, silently guarding against the unwary. This possibility sends shivers down the spine, fusing the allure of discovery with the specter of mortal peril. In this underworld of stone and shadow, every step is a descent into the unknown, every echo a reminder of the past's relentless hold on the present. This passage is not merely a physical corridor. It is a conduit between worlds, the realm of the living and that of the divine. Here, the legacy of Cleopatra looms large, a timeless enigma that challenges our understanding of history and mortality. And so, standing at the threshold of what might be the pathway to Cleopatra's eternal resting place, the question endures. Is this labyrinth a decoy meant to deter thieves, or does it lead directly to a truth too profound to imagine? The answer lies hidden deep within these ancient corridors, waiting for those bold enough to uncover its secrets. The poison theory, a royal death trap. Legends of Cleopatra's demise are as layered as the sands of Egypt. Amid the swirling tales of passion, betrayal, and political intrigue, one narrative stands out with chilling intensity: the poison theory. Ancient sources, notably Plutarch, recount how Cleopatra herself is said to have experimented with a variety of toxins on condemned prisoners, in search of a painless exit. But what if this grim experiment was not mere desperation? What if it was a calculated strategy, a final measure to ensure that her resting place would remain inviolate? Imagine a tomb where every step carries a hidden risk, where vials containing deadly hemlock and wolfsbane lurk in shadowed alcoves, poised to strike at the unwary. In 2023, Researchers at Taposiris Magna detected traces of these ancient poisons in a weathered vial recovered from a sealed chamber. The presence of such substances, known for their capacity to induce paralysis and inflict a slow, agonizing death, lends weight to the theory that Cleopatra's tomb was more than a mere repository of her remains. It may have been engineered as a death trap. Historians and toxicologists continue to debate the significance of this find. Some suggest that these compounds were simply part of the ancient Egyptian pharmacopoeia, used in both medicine and ritual. Others contend that they were deliberately deployed as an anti-tomb raider mechanism, a lethal safeguard to preserve the sanctity of a royal secret. Dr. Layla Hassan, a preeminent expert on ancient toxins, remarks, "Detecting hemlock and wolfsbane in this context is extraordinary. It implies that the architects of this tomb were not only masterful in stone, but also in chemical defense. But why would Cleopatra, a ruler famed for her political acumen and strategic genius, choose to incorporate such deadly measures? The answer may lie in her turbulent relationship with fate. Faced with the collapse of her empire and the relentless advance of Rome, Cleopatra saw death not as a defeat but as a final, controlled act of defiance. By potentially rigging her tomb with lethal traps, she ensured that even in death she would not be subjugated by enemies. Her secrets would be protected by an impenetrable barrier, a final testament to her autonomy. This narrative transforms the tomb into something far more than a burial site. It becomes an arena of defiance, a space where art and science converge in a display of power. Visual reconstructions of the chamber suggest a setting of exquisite beauty intertwined with latent danger. Elaborate reliefs and inscriptions hint at rituals of protection and divine retribution. Every carved motif, every recess in the stone, could conceal a vial or trigger mechanism. The juxtaposition of serene artistry with the lurking threat of poison encapsulates the duality of Cleopatra herself, a ruler of incomparable grace and a strategist unafraid to wield death as a tool. The poison theory also resonates on a psychological level. For Cleopatra, whose life was defined by high-stakes gambles and audacious moves, the very idea of a booby-trapped tomb was a continuation of her legacy, a final, defiant message to those who would seek to exploit her memory. It is as if the queen, in her last act, orchestrated a symphony of beauty and peril, ensuring that only the worthy would dare disturb her eternal rest. As we examine ancient texts and modern forensic reports, the evidence begins to weave a narrative that blurs the lines between myth and reality. Was the detection of these toxins a remnant of everyday medicinal practices, or a calculated measure to secure her legacy? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, inviting further exploration into the intersection of ancient science, ritual, and political symbolism. In the interplay between historical fact and speculative myth, the poison theory stands as a stark reminder of Cleopatra's enduring complexity. It challenges us to reimagine a death that was as much an act of calculated sovereignty as it was a tragic end. In this light, her tomb is not merely a final resting place but a fortified vault, its defenses as meticulously planned as the life she led. The political conspiracy, Rome's cover-up? In the grand theater of history, power has always wielded a double-edged sword, bestowing glory on the victor while erasing the legacy of the vanquished. For Cleopatra, whose life was a brilliant tapestry woven with both triumph and tragedy, the final act was orchestrated by a rising empire determined to control the narrative. Following her death, the emergent Roman regime, led by Emperor Augustus, embarked on a mission not just to consolidate power, but to obliterate any remnant of a symbol deemed dangerous. In the eyes of Rome, Cleopatra was not merely a fallen queen. She was an embodiment of resistance, a living challenge to Roman hegemony. And thus, a shadowy conspiracy was born, one designed to erase her from history and hide her tomb from ever being rediscovered. The decline of Alexandria was not simply the result of natural disasters, and the inexorable passage of time. It was, in many ways, an engineered act of erasure, a systematic dismantling of a cultural icon whose very existence defied the emerging order. Accounts from ancient historians detail the ruthless destruction. Statues were smashed, sacred records incinerated, and inscriptions defaced. Their once proud messages reduced to mere whispers in the ruins. Every stone that once bore the mark of Cleopatra now seems to mourn the loss of its storied past. Amidst this orchestrated demolition, murmurs of a cover-up began to circulate. Some scholars contend that Emperor Augustus, in his relentless quest for control, went so far as to hide, or even dismantle, the tombs stone by stone. The rationale was chillingly simple. If the final resting place of a defiant queen were ever uncovered, it might serve as a rallying cry for rebellion and challenge the authority of Rome. To prevent such a scenario, every measure was taken to ensure that Cleopatra's tomb would either be utterly destroyed or rendered inaccessible, buried beneath layers of deliberate obfuscation. Historical texts hint at covert operations, secret detachments of Roman agents dispatched to misdirect archaeologists and later treasure seekers alike. Some accounts suggest that the tomb's elements were disassembled and scattered across distant sites, reassembled in a clandestine location known only to a select few. Other theories propose that the tomb was left intact, but camouflaged behind decoy chambers and false passageways, a labyrinth designed to confound even the most determined explorers. Modern investigations lend weight to the theory of a deliberate Roman cover-up. Advanced imaging techniques applied in Alexandria have revealed anomalies, structural irregularities, and deliberate disruptions in the urban fabric that point to purposeful intervention. These scars of demolition, far from being random acts of decay, appear to be the calculated handiwork of an empire intent on rewriting history. As one eminent historian puts it, the destruction of Cleopatra's monuments was not the ravages of time. It was an act of erasure, a final, unyielding statement from Rome. Yet, despite these efforts at suppression, the legend of Cleopatra has endured. In every broken inscription, in every surviving relic, there remains a defiant echo of her majesty, a reminder that the forces of tyranny can never fully silence the human spirit. The political conspiracy that cloaked her tomb thus stands as a testament to the lengths to which empires will go to control the narrative. It forces us to ask, was the tomb simply lost to natural calamities, or was it intentionally hidden away? A secret so potent that even time itself has conspired to keep it buried. As we sift through the rubble of history, we find ourselves entangled in a web of political intrigue and cultural warfare. A labyrinth as complex as the tunnels beneath Taposiris Magna, where every stone conceals a clandestine secret and every silence speaks of a struggle for power. The final frontier: technology versus time. In an era where the boundaries between past and future are continually blurred, modern technology has emerged as our most powerful ally in unearthing history's best-kept secrets. The search for Cleopatra's tomb, once confined to myth and speculative archaeology, has been revolutionized by an array of innovations. Satellite thermal imaging, LiDAR, 3D modeling, and even Muon tomography now work in concert to reveal structures hidden beneath centuries of sand and stone. Imagine a desert where every dune and ridge is meticulously charted by orbiting satellites, their sensors capturing thermal signatures invisible to the naked eye. These thermal images, processed by sophisticated algorithms, expose patterns that betray the existence of buried architecture, a mosaic of structures cloaked by the relentless passage of time. High above the ancient ruins, drones tirelessly map the terrain, their cameras unearthing features that once lay forever hidden. At Taposiris Magna, LiDAR technology has transformed our perception of the temple complex and its subterranean mysteries. Laser pulses, emitted from aerial platforms, penetrate the thick veil of vegetation and sediment, yielding highly detailed, three-dimensional reconstructions of the site. These models, rendered with astonishing clarity, reveal subtle architectural anomalies, suggestive of secret chambers, corridors, and possibly the fabled tomb of Cleopatra. One of the most groundbreaking breakthroughs in this quest is the application of muon tomography. By harnessing cosmic rays that incessantly bombard the Earth, researchers have been able to peer inside massive stone structures. In 2024, a dedicated team deployed muon detectors at Taposiris Magna, their instruments silently recording the passage of subatomic particles through ancient rock. The data unveiled a vast, man-made void beneath the temple, a cavernous space that defies conventional explanations. Could this void be the hidden chamber that has long eluded us? Modern technology is not merely a passive observer. It has become an active participant in our dialogue with history. Artificial intelligence now pores over digitized archives and ancient texts, deciphering coded languages and cross-referencing historical clues with archaeological data. Digital databases, once limited to fragile manuscripts and faded scrolls, have been transformed into interactive maps and virtual reconstructions. This fusion of disciplines, melding the analytical precision of technology with the interpretive nuance of archaeology, ushers in a new era of discovery. With every satellite image, every LiDAR scan, the invisible is rendered visible. The relentless march of time, which once obscured the secrets of Cleopatra's tomb, is now countered by human ingenuity and technological prowess. Each breakthrough brings us closer to bridging the chasm between myth and reality, a silent dialogue between ancient stone and modern sensor. Yet, as with all great mysteries, these advanced tools also reveal the complexity of the quest. The digital footprints are laced with uncertainties, a maze of data points that require painstaking verification through on-site excavation and analysis. Every anomaly must be scrutinized, every false lead discarded, in the pursuit of a singular truth. This delicate dance between machine and human intuition is what makes the quest not only possible but profoundly compelling. As the sun sets over the desert, casting long, mysterious shadows over the sands, one truth becomes undeniable. The convergence of technology and timeless legend has opened a final frontier of discovery. The promise of unearthing Cleopatra's tomb transcends the allure of treasure. It is a journey to reclaim a lost chapter of history, to piece together the fragments of a narrative that has captivated humanity for millennia. In the silent communion between the echoes of ancient civilization and the pulse of modern innovation, the heartbeat of an empire resonates once again. Why finding her tomb matters. Beyond the glimmer of gold and the thrill of the chase lies a deeper purpose. The quest for Cleopatra's tomb is an endeavor to reclaim the narrative of a woman whose life defied conventional expectations. Cleopatra was not merely a seductress or a tragic figure. She was a visionary ruler whose intellect, diplomacy, and cultural achievements shaped an entire civilization. Discovering her tomb is not simply about unearthing relics. It is about resurrecting the true story of a queen who has long been misrepresented by history. For too many centuries, Cleopatra's tale has been reduced to a simplistic myth, a romanticized account of beauty and betrayal. Yet, hidden within her tomb could be the keys to a fuller understanding of her reign. Documents that detail her political strategies, scientific treatises that reveal her contributions to astronomy and alchemy, and artifacts that speak to the vibrant cultural milieu of her court. Such discoveries would challenge long-held narratives, offering a more nuanced picture of ancient Egypt and the powerful women who ruled it. Furthermore, the tomb symbolizes resistance against the erasure of cultural identity. In the wake of Rome's systematic campaign to obliterate her legacy, much of the historical record was deliberately altered or lost. To uncover Cleopatra's final resting place is to reclaim a piece of history that belongs not only to Egypt, but to the entire world. It is an act of cultural restitution, a tribute to a queen whose defiant spirit transcended the boundaries imposed by a male-dominated era. The implications of this discovery reach far beyond academic circles. Cleopatra's story has inspired countless works of art, literature, and film, resonating with audiences across the globe. Her life, marked by audacious ambition and tragic romance, mirrors universal themes of power, resilience, and the search for identity. Rediscovering her tomb is a chance to initiate a dialogue between the past and the present, a conversation that re-examines the biases that have long obscured the contributions of remarkable women in history. In museums and lecture halls around the world, the allure of ancient Egyptian culture draws visitors and scholars alike. Yet among the glittering treasures on display, the mystery of Cleopatra's tomb remains the ultimate missing piece, a symbol of a legacy suppressed by centuries of political manipulation. Each artifact, every inscription discovered within the tomb, has the potential to illuminate the intricate tapestry of her life and to restore her rightful place in history. As we stand on the brink of what might be the most significant archaeological discovery of our time, the importance of finding Cleopatra's tomb becomes clear. It is not merely an academic pursuit. It is a journey that challenges us to reimagine our cultural heritage and to honor the timeless contributions of a woman who defied the odds. In unearthing her tomb, we do not simply resurrect the past. We enrich our present and inspire future generations to look beyond the surface, to seek the truth hidden beneath layers of myth and time. Conclusion and call to action. 2 millennia have passed since the sands of Egypt first cradled the secret of Cleopatra's final resting place, and yet the enigma endures, a riddle wrapped in mystery, cloaked in the shadows of time. As we draw near to the culmination of our journey, one question remains as potent as ever. Will we ever unearth the lost tomb of Cleopatra, or is it destined to remain forever an elusive echo of the past? Through our expedition, we have traversed the ruins of Alexandria, ventured into the hidden tunnels of Taposiris Magna, and witnessed how modern technology breathes new life into ancient mysteries. We have delved into tales of deadly poisons, political conspiracies, and architectural marvels, a testament to a queen who refused to be defined by her fate. Cleopatra's legacy is not merely carved in stone. It lives in the hearts of those who dare to question, who seek to understand the deeper truths of history. This quest is far more than a hunt for treasure. It is an odyssey to reclaim the narrative of a ruler whose intellect and passion continue to inspire. By finding her tomb, we are offered the chance to rewrite history, to honor a legacy that was nearly lost beneath the weight of time and tyranny. It is an invitation to all seekers of truth, to explore, to question, and to celebrate the rich tapestry of human civilization. So, if you are as captivated by this mystery as we are, if you yearn to be a part of this grand odyssey, join us. Smash that like button, subscribe to Occult Odyssey, and ring the notification bell to embark on our next expedition into the secrets of the past. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and together, let's build a community dedicated to uncovering the hidden chapters of history. The journey is far from over. As technology meets timeless legend, we stand on the threshold of discoveries that will challenge everything we think we know about Cleopatra and her era. Until our paths cross again on this extraordinary odyssey, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let your curiosity guide you to new horizons. This is Occult Odyssey, where the mysteries of the past illuminate the future.